Huh? Are you seriously playing Draft League by yourself?
Nah, I'm with my...
First off, I gotta say that I don't like making this video. I don't like making these kinds of videos, but this is the second time that, something has gone wrong when uploading with Jack. I don't know what it is, right? There's nothing wrong with the guy, right? Wonderful person, by the way. But the first time I played Jack, it was also the first day I used Canva, and I didn't fill the dimensions properly. And then today, this week, I have no audio, even though my mic was plugged in the entire time from the moment I booted up my laptop. So, and literally the second half of the audio is just me like complaining and moaning and crying about all this other stuff. Like, no, that's not what this video is going to be. What this video is going to be is just, on top of, what is going on, at home and with my PDD form. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we're going to show you guys what the actual game itself, because I got that at least. So the one lead that would counter lead my cloth was this, and it pissed me off so much. That was how the game started. This was how the game started, and it just from this point forward, everything just started really going south. To be quite honest, I couldn't really do anything. Like, I was always on the back foot this entire game, to be quite honest, from this point right here. I mean, it's a great prep on Jack's part. It's great prep on Jack's part. It's good, to be fair. I can't fault him for that. Like, good lead, bro. But, man, for me, terrible. Worst lead imaginable. But I have a bulky-ish Latias. It has enough speed to outpace this, which means I can reflect type first and then just take on whatever dual stabs, Tachyon Cutter wants to do, to be quite fair. But again, I want to emphasize that I don't like making videos like this. Like, KJ tells me, oh, make a script before you do these things. No, I hate writing scripts. Can't do it. I literally wrote one script in my entire life, and that was for the UNPL short for when I used grace period, right? Yeah, so the reflect type meant that I become a steel psychic type, which means the next Tachyon Cutter did even less. What did I do here? Did I Shadow Ball here? No, I was thinking I couldn't click Shadow Ball because of Read It, right? I couldn't click Shadow Ball because of Read It, so what I ended up doing, I believe, was Calm Minding. Or no. No. This was the turn where I doubled to Cloth to get some sort of, like, momentum thing, but then you guys are going to see, like, a Volt Switch, which will ruin my whole shtick. So I was very upset that the Cloth didn't work because, A, like, I had to eat a Volt Switch, and then, like, you're gonna see that I should have used another Terra when we get to that turn. Man, that Volt Switch did way too much. What's it called? I'm Shell Armor, so that way I don't get crit while trying to set up. But then, like, you're going to see the Pokemon that comes in is going to hit through it. I mean, because I was confused because, like, Cloth has 115 base physical defense, but it died to a neutral hit. So like, obviously, like, in my mind, I was just like, you know what? I should have been Terra Water over the other Terra, right? But, that's just the game we play, and, like, people that know, like, people know that, like, the majority of the games that I do lose are legit in the team builder, and this was one of them. As you can see, I'm Terra Fairy here, and I try to Trailblaze, but unfortunately, I just go down. I just go down to you're going to see it's Razor Shell. But if I was Terra Water here, I obviously eat the Razor Shell, and I obviously eat the Razor Shell, and kind of just go from there. But I needed Terra Blast Fairy to hit through this. But then Razor Shell hit through, even though I'm 115 base physical defense. Kind of weird how that works, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, I mean, what would the set be if I was Terra Water? Like, SD Trailblaze, X-Scissor High Horsepower? Would it be X-Scissor High Horsepower? Probably something like that. Probably like some X-Scissor High Horsepower stuff. I went into Great Tusk knowing that I lived the next Razor Shell. I went to Great Tusk knowing that I lived the next Razor Shell, so I went ahead and spun. I think Razor Shell put me in red, but it didn't OHKO me. So that was my thought process behind that. Right? That was my thought process there. What's it called? I mean, it was supposed to be, it was another WinCon-ish thing. I mean, as soon as how easy it was for me to set up a Reflect type, I knew that, like, Lottie in the back would be useful-ish, and then with Big Root and Draining Kiss, I can, that's my easy cheat code to get back up to full. That's my easy cheat code to get back up to full. As we do see an Aqua Jet instead, which is interesting. It crit Aqua Jet me. So as long as he doesn't crit the next Aqua Jet, we're fine. You know what I'm saying? So I play rough knowing that he's gonna, click Aqua Jet again. I know he's gonna click Aqua Jet again. As long as he doesn't crit me a second time, should be, we should. No, it was two things. As long as Aqua Jet doesn't crit me, and as long as Play Rough lands, we're fine-ish. Right? We're fine-ish, right? I really want to draft Samurai Hasui one day, but I've been playing against it a lot, and like it's manageable. It is manageable if you can take the dual stab hits, like, and as long as it doesn't get up too many layers of spikes, it's pretty easy to deal with, as you can see right here. Rapid Spin into Play Rough does just fine. In the back of my mind, I was just like, oh, a Headlong would have done way more, but again, I couldn't will myself to make that play. As we do see the Greeted here, to revenge it, I had to like stop and like look at all the Terras and stuff like that, and see like if I could get some sort of hit off. Like I had to figure out, okay, can I get some sort of hit off before I go down? Because like pretty much, like I just was looking to see if Headlong Rush was spammable against the 3 Terra types, and it turns out it was like normal, Ghost, and Fairy, and bro clicked Fairy to to hit me. So here comes the Terra Fairy, right? Here comes the Terra Fairy. It's gonna be the hearts and the smiles of the Timmy Turner buck teeth and whatnot. Yeah, it's all smiles and sunshine for Jack right now. Headlong Rush does half, but then this part always gets me. Look at this. Look at this. Eats a berry, right? Eats the citrus berry, and then Cheek Pouch gets him another citrus berry. So it's like I've never hit. It's like I never hit Greedent to begin with. And I go down here, and now I'm looking at the things that can hit Terra Fairy right now, and it's literally just Sludge Bomb. It's literally just Sludge Bomb freaking Tentacruel, unfortunately. Now, obviously, I know that he's going to, go to freaking Tachyon Cuttermon, but, what other options do I have? I have limited resources. If I double and then he stays in and freaking clicks the thing, I'm screwed. But at least I forced this out, right? Could have doubled into Lottie, but that's just the game that's just hindsight 2020, to be quite fair. Another thing that I've been struggling to do is like try to narrate over roosters while I've been, in home-ish. So that's grand. You do see another volt switch. It does absolutely nothing because I'm a bulky Primarina this merry-go-round. Not an offensive one. One day I'll bring specs. One day. But today's not that day, unfortunately. That's just how things are. Volt switches into Sandy Shocks. So obviously I don't like, because I was thinking like, okay, if that volt switch did nothing, then maybe I live like a Thunderbolt from that range. But I didn't want to take that risk at all. I did not want to take that risk at all. So I ended up going to Lottie here. I think the best case scenario would be like Rocks or Spike or something for me. And then that would give me an excuse to also click Reflect Type again. As the Volt Switch comes out here, brings me down to 130, so it did like 30-something-ish hit points of damage on the Volt Switch. This Lottie is just so bulky, and I'm trying to get that one turn to frickin' Draining Kiss on. Now here was a weird interaction. I wasn't sure if like I could Reflect Type a Terramon or not. I was really confused here whether to Reflect Type a Terramon. And then I remembered that like, oh, this has Terra Blast. The most obvious play is to Terra Blast in front of me. So what I did was go into my Fire type to obviously resist. And then I just clicked Will-O-Wisp the turn after. So here's the Terra Blast. As it does literally nothing. Which is great for me. The fact that Talon can take that, but then it can't take, Scarf Moonblast from Florges is kind of questionable, but that's another topic for another day. He goes to Kyurem, and then I Wisp, and I got really excited on the Wisp, and like I had to redock my switch on that turn. That's why you saw the little black flash there. And that's where, and this is the part where like I finally realized that like my audio was off the whole time, like my mic was off the whole time, and then I just started getting even more angry. Oh my goodness! But Kyurem comes in, and I was just deciding whether I go to Prim or I go to Tentacruel, and I think ultimately I just picked Tentacruel because it's at full. Why not use it? You know what I mean? Obviously, like, no sane person is going to EQ on the Switch, or whatever, but there's a Dragon Dance. So, for some reason, I've played it like, it was like Specs or something, but it turns out that he was DD, so Wisping was just a wonderful, wonderful play. Obviously, I just Sludge Bomb to force back in, the Cuttermon, right? I want to force in the Cuttermon of some sort, but bro clicks Freeze Drive for some reason. And that was a crit too. That was a crit Freeze Drive as well, and I'm vested, so that was a play. So now that I know that he's mixed DD, I went ahead and mirror coded the next turn. Again, the same situation again. He needs to crit again to kill, but I live on 21 and I'm mirror coded back. So, we're slowly getting it done. We're slowly getting it done. I don't know how I'm gonna win it, but we're gonna try our best. Okay, yeah, the Sandy comes in here. I see that the rest of my team is chipped down and weak to Volt Switch, so I went ahead and sacked the thing. In case for some reason bro doesn't click the electric move, I had to think about like Surf was the play and what else was in the back, right? Because as you can see here in this screen, like everything else is at full health. Whereas I have, you know, this Mon chipped down to red. I have a Latian orange, and then 2 full health-ish Mons to go. But they're not that offensive. They're not. I don't know how they're gonna break through. But I went with the Surf just in case. Bro went for the Scorching Sand, so I could have went Lottie for free actually. Maybe it was a misclick. Maybe it wasn't. Who the heck knows? Who the heck knows? But all I know is that I could get Lottie in for free now. And I can go ahead and Reflect type once again. That's all. That's all I know, right? So Reflect type allows me to, you know, Volt Switch block, because now I'm going to be Electric Ground, and then I can super call mine for free, right? I can super call mine for free. But I believe bro went into the Tachyon Cutter on this Calm Mind, and you're going to see the Shadow Ball damage be absolutely pitiful. Like, at this point, like, I was already down bad, and then when I saw the Shadow Ball damage, I was just like, you know what, I was absolutely hollering and screaming, just, what, like, how is this damage this pitiful? How is this damage this pitiful? I don't, like, was it like a bulky, like, Tachyon Cutter with slow Volt Switch? I don't understand. Like, it didn't even do half. Look at that. Psychic Noise is going to come out, and then I said, well, I can't Draining Kiss a Steel type anyway, so that's annoying. But, you know, my play is obviously to just Shadow Ball again. My play is to just Shadow Ball again, and this interaction is freaking hilarious. This interaction is hilarious because I Shadow Ball here. The second Shadow Ball, watch this. Yeah, I get a drop here. I get a drop. If I got a drop on the first Shadow Ball, maybe I'd had a chance. But I only get it on the second one, which does not matter, as the second Psychic Noise just cooks me, right? Just straight up cooks me. But I have a Talonflame. I thought about Air Slashing on the switch to, like, Iron Moth, but, like, I didn't want to, you know, A, Air Slash could miss, and B, like, it's a Steel type, so, like, it could live, and then I take a massive Volt Switch to the Dome for no reason. So I just raw Flamethrower. This initially had U-turn, and thank goodness it didn't, as I really like the Tachyon Cutter, the Iron Crown animation for when it faints. That's class. Both comes in here, and I just have to Air Slash flinch this down a lot. As you can see, like, doesn't even do 20%. But he is the Power Earth Meteor being set, it looks like, which is not good for me at all. Not good for me. Absolutely terrible. So I go down there, right? I go down there. Now, right, so here's my thinking for this part. My logic was, okay, I'm going down to Sludge Wave anyway, like, it's GG's, you know. I have no outs, you know what I'm saying? But the Dazzling Gleam comes out, and I live it comfortably at 116, meaning I could surf, and then maybe, like, I don't remember what was left in the back. I think it was, like, Sandy. I think Sandy was left in the back. I think it was Sandy, this, and Breeden that ended up, like, winning the game for, like, those were the mons that were still alive on Jack's end. So I felt like, okay, I felt like, okay, like, in hindsight, I should have surfed there. Maybe live a cheeky Volt Switch if it was only mono Volt Switch and not, like, it didn't have Thunderbolt, and then I just rest off that damage and go from there. The 2 Sleep Talk turns, I got Moonblast twice. I don't think I got a drop on either of the Moonblasts either, which sucks. So I had 2 chances, really, to click serve, and I got neither of them, which was really, really unfortunate. But that's the price you pay when you run Sleep Talk bonds. I still think the greatest Sleep Talk bond of all time is Mega Ampharos, Mega Fabio, but that's another topic for another day. But I try to rest again, but Razzle Dazzle is going to take me out. So really, really great job on Jack's end, really. But I go to 0-4, so playoffs with my differential is terrible. So from here on out, we're just gonna have fun with it. I have Starfish next week, so that's gonna be a grand old time. With that, it's me, your boy Lad the Rebel. I'll catch you guys next week, man. Peace.